this point. Okay, so the first question is steps to install LAMP server. Okay, so let me just copy this. Okay, guys, so these four are the tasks for today. So I'll ask you all, can anybody tell me like what is the first, like what are the steps for the first one as to how do we install LAMP server? Anybody? Because Munjal, you will actually be you'll have to do this again. apt get install what? Yeah. So let me actually put in the answers text. Okay. Yeah, it is task cell. But even before task cell, okay. So today let's actually do this. Okay. Let's actually take a look at how would we create a bash script. Okay. The first thing that we'll do is find out where the bash is. Okay, it's in this location. So let's actually write up a bash script to install task cell. Okay. The first thing would be vi lamp.sh. Okay. So the first thing always has to be the shebang line. You would say bin bash. The next thing is going to be apt get install. So you'll have to install task cell first. Unless you install, because task cell doesn't come with the operating system. Task cell. Okay. Once you install tasks, so let me double check if it's single L or double L. I guess it's single L. Hmm. Okay. So we'll have to install task cell. After that, we'll have to install or we'll have to fire up task cell. Okay. Once we fire up, let's actually see if this works. Okay. So again, this is the basic way of writing a simple bash script. Okay. Bash scripts are very important. They actually are used to automate processes. Okay. So in the bash script, what we have done is we have actually mentioned the path to the bash executable. Okay. And then, or the bash source, should I say, it's a bash source. And after that, I've made sure that I've installed task cell. Okay. And after that, I've fired up task cell. Okay. So let's see, it's a very simple program. Let's actually see what it does. Okay. And to fire up a bash script, we'll have to make sure that it is executable. So the way we make a program executable is using chmod. Okay, change mod lamp.sh. And to run a program, to run a bash program, we'll have to do this. We say sh lamp.sh, or if you are in the same folder, we can do that. Okay, so now it is actually trying to install task cell, but it says that task cell is already installed. See, after that task cell shows up. Okay, and after that, once task cell shows up, we'll have to go to lamp server and we'll have to give in the like check the lamp server column and then or row, and then you have to go forward. Okay, so let me open up answers, or so let me copy exercises.txt and create answers.txt. Answers.txt. Okay, and here what you'll do, install task cell, then fire up task cell, choose LAMP server, okay, and then once you choose LAMP server, Apache and PHP are installed by themselves, but when you come to MySQL, you will have to give the MySQL admin password twice. Okay, so if anybody asks you what are the steps to install LAMP server, these would be the steps. Okay, and again, never underestimate the person who's interviewing you. They might ask you any question. Again, the reason for that is, as an open source developer, you actually have to understand everything. Okay, there are, you are the system administrator, you are the web developer, you are the architect, and you are everything. Okay, that is how you actually build your, the word that I would like to use is a repertoire. Okay, that is how you build it. Okay, you will have to be everything. Okay, okay, so at this point let me quickly ask you all if there are any questions with the first one. I mean, installation of LAMP server or the shell script that I actually showed you all. Any questions? No questions. Okay, since there are no questions, next let's go to virtual directory. So setting up a virtual directory. No, but what is bash actually and why do we use it? Perfect. Okay, I'll tell you all why. So let's actually go in here. Okay, let's actually go through what exactly are we doing to, like, why exactly do we use bash. So let me open up Shrib for 1 second and quickly show you all what it is. Bash. Okay, so the first thing that you all have to understand is bash is Bourne shell. Okay, so if you all see it here, yeah, so bash here is Bourne shell. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is bash actually is used to perform multiple operations at once. Okay, that is one other thing. So one example that I can give you all is, if you actually are, let's open up Shrib for one moment. Shrib.com. So there are three things. Okay, so you are the administrator, system administrator, system admin. Okay, so today you are wearing the hat of your system admin. Now as a system admin, you actually have to do more than one things. The first thing is to go to var log apache 2. Okay, look for any file, look for a file, okay, which ends with .log. Okay, move. Okay, so then get today's date. Oh my. Okay, get today's date. Okay, rename the file from, assume that this is x.log, or let's even say today app dot log. Okay, rename the file from today app dot log to, what is it today, 27th August, 27 08/27 app dot log, and move 08/27 app dot log to previous logs folder. Okay, so you actually, so it is a very simple process here. What you are doing is very simple. All that you're doing is you actually are trying to write a script which actually goes to a certain folder, looks for a file, okay, looks for a file, and then it actually renames the file to y file with today's date, okay, and then it actually moves the current log to another folder which is actually called previous logs. Now what do we have in previous logs? We have any logs that are not today's logs, okay, and this script is going to run say at 11:59 p.m. okay, 11:59 p.m. in the night. Okay, so the last part when it should run at 11:59 would be handled by cron, a cron job, but the rest of the steps here, if you have to do it, okay, if somebody has to do it, then it is going to be 5 steps, okay, but if we want to do it in a single go, what we will do is we will create a script and we will actually put that in the cron job. By doing this, we wouldn't have to manually execute these steps at 11:59 p.m. in the night. Okay, so the way or the program that we would use, okay, so PHP is for web development, right, and the same way for command line scripting and for performing any kind of command line operations, you would actually use bash. Okay, uh, Munjal, does that make sense?
Yeah, so it means any file we create for multiple tasks can be called as a bash, right?
Any, say it again.
Um, any script we write for multiple tasks,
Yeah,
that can be called as a bash too, right?
it, see again, so there is one other thing. So one thing that you'll have to understand is bash is not the only script that we have. So what you would rather call it is, you would call it a shell script, okay, but in types of shell scripts, one of them is bash, the other there is
Oh,
another,
okay.
yeah, there is another thing called con shell, okay. Then there are a few more things, I don't remember all of them, but so bash is one, okay, and then you also have corn shell, okay. See, corn shell is another popular one. I believe they actually are famous with Red Hat, okay. So let's actually verify. Red Hat, no, it's not. So I don't know. I kind of used to assume that uh, it is it is, see, this is another powerful shell script, okay. And over here now I'm actually reading that Corn shell is backwards compatible with Bourne shell and includes many features of the C shell, okay. So I guess Corn shell is better than Bash, but for most of the processes that I have actually worked, Bash shell is good enough. But if you actually want a generic name, you can rather call it a shell script, okay.
Yeah, I
And
got it.
yeah, and now that we actually are going to what is it, come up with what is it, we are actually going to quickly take a look at how we create um, how we would actually create a virtual host. And if you all want to, okay, if you all, I mean, I would strongly suggest this. If you all want to, you can actually automate it. Okay, I'll actually give you all ideas as to how to automate it. Okay, but I would really, I mean, I would really appreciate it if you all uh, try and automate this. If you cannot, do as much as you can. Okay, and I'll actually help you out on Thursday. But I mean, even before this, let me ask you all if you actually want this exercise, like the bash exercise. Do you want it, or do you want to skip it? Probably that will be the first question. Yay or nay for bash? Okay, so one wants no, one the other wants yes. Okay, so yeah, whoever wants to try it, try it. If you cannot get it, I'll help you out. But yeah, that's going to be a pretty awesome script, trust me. Okay, so the second thing, CD chaining exercises, Linux cat exercises. Okay, so these three things are going to be a step by step process, and we'll actually knock it out in one, in like the next 10 minutes. Okay, but before that, Nirajan, Munjal was having issues with the with setting up a virtual host. Do you Are you clear with setting up a virtual host? Yes. Okay, so can you like tell us how you would do it? Do you mean, yeah, exactly, yeah, that's the virtual host. Yep.
Hello?
Yeah.
I won't be able to tell you right now, but I think I can go back and do it, but not at this moment. But you can go ahead and teach him.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so the first thing would be to go to etc apache 2. So we'll get into sites available. Okay, so once you get to sites available, so even before that, let's actually create a directory. We'll create a virtual directory in var www, and let's call it training hyphen delete. Okay, because I'll actually delete it after this session. Okay, now let's actually copy training, or let's copy default because you wouldn't have training. I'll actually skip it. Let's copy default, and let's actually copy and paste it to training dot or training hyphen delete. Now let's open up training delete and see what do we have in there. So we actually have a lot of magic in here. Let's actually delete this, delete script alias, because we wouldn't be working on any kind of script aliases at this point. uh, okay, so let's actually delete, because this one has allow from all. Let's actually keep it, and let's remove this guy. Okay, so there are only three things that you want. Okay, the first thing would be the server name. Okay, the server name is going to be, but let's call it trainingdelete.com, and let's give a server alias. So this actually is important in the production environment, because search engines might think that www trainingdelete.com is different from trainingdelete.com. Okay, so to avoid that we would actually give it. Then we'll specify the document root. Okay, and in here we'll also specify the document root so that Apache can go in and take a look at the files. Okay, then it's always good to have our own custom error logs. Okay, so what I would do here is I would actually rename the error log to training delete dot error log, and I'll call it training delete dot access log. Completed. Okay, so that is all that we would do for the virtual host. Okay, now again let me actually go through step by step. The first thing that we did was to add the server name. The second thing is to add the server alias. The third thing is to mention the document root. Okay, and giving the document root in the directory. Okay, so that the server knows the directory path. Okay, after that it is optional, but it is always recommended to have a custom error log and an access log. Okay, then we will close it. Then we are going to use a command called a2en site. So it is it is pretty much self-explanatory, right? It's Apache 2 enable site training delete. Okay, so at that point it is saying that the site is all set. Okay, we'll have to reload Apache, but before reloading Apache we'll also have to do one last step. The last step is going to be routing the new website over to our loopback, because we do not have an IP address at this point and we do not want anybody from the outside world to hit our web address. And technically they cannot, but either way we'll have to route it to the loopback. The loopback here is 127.0.0.1. Okay, we say etc host, and we will actually you can actually Munjal, you can actually copy this line, paste it. Okay, and you would say trainingdelete.com, and just for consistency purposes you could even add www. Okay, so now that everything is done, all you'll do here is you'll actually reload Apache. Okay, so now it says it's okay. Now let's quickly go to our training, our new virtual host. Okay, and then we'll say let's create a new file. Let's call it index.php. Let's say open and close the PHP tags, and we'll say echo training delete. Okay, let's close it. Let's come out. So what we had done earlier was to route our website to the loopback. Okay, so now let's quickly check if that is working. So the way we would do that is by using the command ping. So we'll send a ping to this website and see if the loopback catches it. Perfect, the loopback is catching it. Now let's go to our web browser and let's say trainingdelete.com. So at this point it is actually printing the data. And now just to double check that the file is actually working, let's go into training delete again. Training delete index.php. Let's say file load. Just append a little bit. Let's double check again. So it is actually working now. Now Munjal, let me ask you if you have any questions. Perfect. So Munjal, again, see what, do what you can. Okay, so let's try putting this into a shell script, okay, a bash script. Okay, this is going to be a very good exercise. Okay, it's obviously optional. Nirajan, even you can try it. This is going to be optional. Okay, the best part is if you actually learn shell script, it actually adds another feather. Okay, and if at some point in the requirement, if they say that you have to know shell or bash shell and command prompt, or like not command prompt but terminal, you will be fluent with it, and you will be probably like the top one or two people in the with the resumes. Okay, so try it. If you do not get it, let me know. We can actually go through on Thursday. What do you want in the bash script? The same what you said. Yeah. Okay, so let's actually take me out of the picture. Let's actually put yourself into the picture. The requirement is, okay, so let's say that I am the business guy. I'm actually asking you for a requirement. I'm giving you the requirement. The requirement is set up my virtual host. Okay, that is the requirement, and I want the setup to be flexible so that I can actually set it up again, I mean like multiple times. Okay, so since I'm saying multiple times, the first thing that has to pop up into your head is it has to be a script. Okay, and the requirement is to set up a virtual host, okay, via the script. Okay, it will be a little tricky. Trust me, it will be a little tricky where you'll have to do some file operations. But again, if you are stuck, either we can actually discuss it on Thursday, or you can shoot me an email at any point and I'll help you out. Okay, but you're clear with the requirement though, right? Just to make sure. Okay, you're clear with the requirement. Perfect. And you're also clear with the process. I'll be pushing this file up anyways to RapidShare, so you'll have something to look at. Okay, so with 10 minutes left, let me ask you all if there are any questions with anything, either today's session or anything. Okay, Rajan, do you have any questions? Not at the moment. Okay, so now I'll actually end the session here. But Nirajan and Munjal, even before you go to the Linux exercises, complete the jQuery exercise. I mean, again, remember this is the time for exercises. Okay, this week has been put aside only to do the exercises. So make sure that each and every exercise is complete. And if you, I mean, beat easy, beat hard. I mean, if you all think it's very simple, let me know. I can actually push it up a little higher, take it to the next level. Okay, the whole point is for you all to understand jQuery, because when you get to the interviews, I mean, you wouldn't get easy questions, trust me. You'll actually be getting hard questions, trust me. So test it out, test yourself, push yourself to the next level. Okay, and if you think that you're stuck at any point, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out with, or help you all with that. Okay, so since there are
Hey,
no more
Sai,
yeah.
I just have a question. It's not really like mandatory, but like, as we are doing our session on Thursday for an hour, yeah, I'm facing issues with my job. So, if we can change the day, that would be great. If not, then it's still not be an issue. Just because it's an hour session, I can come back and see the video and all that. It's just because I have of an hour. I don't want to mess up with anybody else schedule and everything. So it was just a suggestion and asking, like, if we can change the day besides of Thursday to Friday or Wednesday or however you want it.
Let's see. I mean, the only reason that we have it on Tuesdays and Thursdays is so you actually have at least one day between each session. But let me do this. I'll actually bring this up this Thursday. So the next session is going to be Thursday. We cannot change it this week. Okay. So let's actually take this up on Thursday and get opinions from Nirajan and Pooja. Okay, and let's see what they say. If it is possible, let's talk about it. If not, let's again talk about what we can do. Okay, we'll actually keep it as
Yeah,
open
that's
as
fine.
possible.
That's yeah, that's fine. But um, I'm not really sure if I can attend the Thursday. But if whatever it will be, I'll shoot you an email though.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, shoot me an email or give me a call either on Thursday or Friday, and we'll actually go over this thing. Okay.
Yeah, no problem with that.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good evening, and make sure that you all complete the exercises for jQuery and Linux, because the next session is going to be, or like the next few sessions would be PHP. Okay. All right.
Okay.